NNC is celebrating its 50th anniversary, and joining me right now is Mebane Rash. She is the executive director. NNC is, I don't know, maybe the primary source for public education in North Carolina. Is it safe to say that?
It's more than public education. It's all education. Homeschools, private schools, charter schools, traditional public schools, go-to source for education in North Carolina.
And you're also, now you're getting into post-secondary school this year, right?
We did. We got a grant from the John M. Belk Endowment that allows us to cover education from birth to career, and we think that makes us the most information-rich state in the nation on the issue of education.
So what is it that you're going to be looking forward to this year? I mean, 5 years, you've been going well so far for 5 years. What do the next 5 years hold for NNC?
So it's the beginning of our 5th year of work. We've actually been up for about 4 years, and we continue to be, we hope, a source of hope for students, teachers, parents, schools all across the state. And this year we're really excited about several things. There's some forces for change that are exciting. Anita Brown Graham's work at NC Impact, Leslie Boney's work at the Emerging Issues Forum, setting up a Reconnect North Carolina series across the state. My Future NC is a commission that's getting ready to establish or propose an attainment goal for North Carolina, which looks at how many of our people need degrees or credentials to have the opportunity for a wage that supports a family in the future. Yeah. And then the work of Leandro. Leandro's our court case that established a sound basic right to an education, and there's an independent consultant advising the court, and they'll be making recommendations and findings to the Governor's Commission on Leandro. So there's a lot to be looking at and watching and excited about.
I want to go back to a word that you used. You used the word hope, and you said in some of your literature that your organization is in the business of hope. What does that mean?
You know, a lot of the issues that we're facing are tough. The hardest day of my professional career was the day of the school shooting. I talked to you the day after at Butler High School just outside of Charlotte. But people deserve hope, and our students deserve a brighter future. Our teachers still have hope for the work that they're doing. And in our travels across North Carolina, we travel tens of thousands of miles to be in the schools of North Carolina. Our people in our places yearn for it. And hope is what drives our capacity to build a better world and build a better future for all. So information's important, but it's only because the people of North Carolina consume it, they read it, they learn more, they share the information, and then they use it to go build that better world.
We just have a few seconds left, but I want to ask you this. Do you think that the General Assembly, do you think that the governor, and do you think that the public as a whole has the stomach to fund education to where you think it should be? And by that I mean all of the resources that schools need, the teacher pay that should be coming forward for science teachers, etc., and pay for principals.
So there are a couple things to watch. One is, with the Republican veto-proof majority broken, what's the tenor? Is it consensus or is it gridlock? The other thing is to watch is what happens between now and 2020. 2020 is a big election. We call it a 10-year election. We tell people to watch out for the 4 M's. Who wins the majority will have the momentum, they'll raise the money, they'll draw the maps. In the meantime, people's voices matter. You need to use your voice and let your legislators know what your priorities are. We're going to be starting a project called the People's Session later this month when legislature reconvenes on January 30th. So you can weigh in and let them know what you think about funding for schools and whether it's adequate or not.
Okay, at NC, anybody who has not read this publication needs to do so and go online to do that. Mebane, it's always great seeing you. I wish you the best of luck, and thanks so much for joining us and the work you do for North Carolina.
Thank you.
That's our in-depth conversation for today. Right now it's time to check in with the weather on the One's Forecast Center. Ms. Mebane Rash,